quick check now at the starting five for both teams. First for the Nets, Kyrie Irving is out there with O'Neal. A big first for this young rookie, getting his first starting appearance. And it's Durant, and it's Simmons in at the 4. And for Toronto, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Big change for the Nets, who stormed up the leaderboard in the East and even had a chance at taking a very tough Atlantic division last season. They actually were in the picture for the title until the end.
Toronto with the ball. It is now to Barnes. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And the Nets' first goal going forward this year is to make that jump into the best team in New York and the rest of the division. Steve, a lot of strong teams in the Atlantic, but they do well against them.
Yeah, last year they had the best interdivision record than anybody in the Atlantic. So, you know, if you can take care of business within your division, it always puts you in a good position down the stretch.
No good from Irving.
Nobody near him. He'll normally make that one.
Number 23. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. It's the Nets now. Irving kicks to Durant. Shoots from the elbow. No good.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag him. You know, really hard to try to compare Kevin Durant to somebody. I mean, it might come from who he says he modeled his game after. In an interview last season, he said that it was Larry Bird who shaped how he played growing up as a youngster.
Toronto on defense. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
I had a chance to talk with the head coach for Brooklyn. There was one point in particular that he emphasized. This is a very fast team they're up against, and he told me that their goal will be to force them to earn their points on the half-court offense, not get loose in transition, guys.
Thanks again, Doris. Now here's Barnes. Here's Trent. Buries it from 3-point range. One thing Durant shared in common with Bird, a deadly outside shot, even under pressure.
Yeah, I love his unflappable nature. Kevin Durant just seems unfazed during pressure times of the games. And I think even more so, he just enjoys it. He wants that pressure. He wants the ball in his hands.
It's been a quick start here for Toronto. It's a 3-point game. Here's the deep. And the Raptors hit it in from deep.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
The Nets have gone just 1-4 to get this game started. And it's Ray from Irving for 2. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Irving's got his first points in this one. The Raptors have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Oh, he's just hanging from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger clock right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's with them.
Yeah, but you don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up, though, either.
Here's Simmons after the Raptors pick up 2. O'Neal misses. Barnes, screen on Irving. Taken away. In transition, here come the Nets.
Ridiculous. Tore it down that time.
Good aggressive finish on the break.
That's as easy at 2 points as you could ask for.
Now here's Barnes. Not a lot of room. Number 23, covered by Irving. 6 on the shot clock. Toronto leading by 4. Great D that time from Simmons.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Steps back and fires. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
He's such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
The Raptors have been in the rebuilding process for a while now, and even though they still didn't crack the postseason, they were able to do something they haven't done in several years. Win more than they lose here in Toronto.
And that one's good. Barnes. Trailing by 4. To the inside. Here's Simmons. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Well, he's been working hard to get good looks, and it's paying off for him early.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And it might seem like such a small accomplishment, but going back to what you said, Clark, about the Raptors, but they are a young team, and it takes small steps like that to climb up the standings, Steve, you know, this year to year.
Yeah, no question. I mean, unless you have a once-in-a-lifetime, or at least once-in-a-generation type player in the draft, you have to do it with smaller steps, and that's what the Raptors are trying to do.
Here's Barnes. Can't hit. Some solid defense from Shaw. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Guys, doesn't it feel like he treats every possession like it's his last one? It doesn't matter what the score is. If there's a loose ball, he will go into the stands trying to save it.
And you know what? He is also relentless on the boards. He works as hard on his rebounding as anybody you're going to see. Well, no team likes to have their first-round pick belong to another team. It gets worse when you're a lottery team yourself and you're trying to build your talent base up. But the Raptors' number 12 pick in this summer's draft went to one of the elite teams in Oklahoma City.
And so here's Toronto. After the three-pointer from Harris. Mills dishes to Curry. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best.
Number 45.
Come on, box it out, man.
He feeds it to Flynn. Hit his foot. And the official saying it was kicked. Number 43, defended by Shaw. Number 43. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, Clark, as you said, the Thunder got the Raptors' first selection this last year. Only the way the Raptors would have been able to hang on to it was, Steve, if they jumped up to the top 3 in the lottery.
And as bad as it might seem for the Raptors to have not had a first, I mean, it is bad. It was as good as any other time for them to not have a first-round pick because the draft wasn't deep. The Raptors have a lot of young talent already and that they can make improvement with.
41 seconds left to play here in the first. Good on the shot. Curry's got his second bucket.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
Doubled by Mills. That is good. 10 points for him.
And as hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan should be simple. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Pass to Curry on the wing. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
Back and forth we go. That basket gives us just another lead change.
And there have been too many of those to keep track of. What a contest.
It'll count. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Nets.
A lot of success from mid-range so far for them, guys. If nothing else works, they can always fall back on the jump shot.
And I like the physical play we're seeing, too, because this is a club that's really pounding the paint area and scoring inside.
Now let's send it to Doris on the sideline.
Guys, Kevin Durant last season joined the exclusive 180 club. Over 50% from the field, 40% from three-point territory, and 90% from the line. It's the gold standard of shooting efficiency, something only 5 other players have done in NBA history. It was a goal of his going into the season, but his ultimate goal still remains, to win an NBA title. He said, quote, "The hunger is always there. That's my goal every year, to get to the top of the mountain." Guys, he knows it's a long road, but they've gotten so close. We'll see if this is his year.
Yeah, it's a clean shot mentality, Doris. Good point. Thanks.
Now, that was an incredible reverse throwdown right there. Tremendous body control.
I'd even go as far as say, Clark, that was a punctuation guy.
I can feel that.
Send a message.
Yes, sir. A message and put it on the highlight reel for later.
Thomas, that's good.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Number 23, defended by Morris. There's the bucket. Good. 12 points for him.
Well, they've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside.
Some real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up 5 straight looks in the paint.
Now, here's Thomas. He's guarded closer. And Mills kicks to Harris. And it's blocked. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And the new group in for the Nets. The Raptors have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter.
You know, as great as 2012 was for the Nets, in many ways, they really came up short on their last game of that calendar year in 2012, the New Year's Eve matchup against the Spurs. The Nets only scored 5 points in the third quarter of that contest.
And Brooklyn has possession. The Raptors getting the bucket. Durant kicks to Irving. Great look, but off the mark. Raptors leading by 4. Number 23 connects from three-point range. And Clark, you were talking about the Nets. They went from looking like a team that could compete for a title to a team that, while still talented, Steve, and a lot for the playoffs, was a little closer to the middle of the pack than they thought.
Well, with the hot start they got out to, I think it was just a matter of time before they hit a cold stretch. And never fun to be held to just 5 points in a quarter. And that game had a lot of Nets fans wondering how the rest of the season would go. But, hey, they got it back together and still finished off pretty well. Yeah, he had not established position.
You know, I prefer the refs to whistle with a block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
The Nets making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. To the middle, number 23. Stolen by O'Neal. And here's the break. Simmons passes to Irving. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
You know, a lot of players in this league are so clever with the ball, they can make defenders look foolish. That's what Kyrie Irving does. I mean, he's just a magician with the ball.
Both free throws good for Irving. And going back to Kyrie Irving, ambidextrous, they say, with the ball in his hand.
He really is. He can go both ways, and he plays with such great pace and energy offensively. Keeps the ball tight on a string, a true point guard. And I think his assist numbers will only climb as the offensive players around him continue to get better.
Steve was saying he was amphibious. I didn't understand that at all, Steve.
You know, it appeared to be another season where the Raptors would be near the bottom of the league, but while the terms rock bottom and embarrassing floated around, they made some moves and were able to go on a run to climb towards the middle of the pack.
He has not been on his game. And, you know, their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not helped the situation. He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
And here's another thing about him, Steve. Every time he gets his hands on the ball in the backcourt, he's a one-man fast break.
Well, we all know the trade for Rudy Gay, the major move coming last season for the Raptors. They were able to get a look at the playoff scenario at times. And, you know, Steve, it looked like they were much more competitive down the stretch.
Yeah, this is a team that has struggled the last few years, but I think that spark near the end of the regular season gives them hope. And now it's time to start that climb, get back into the playoffs, and continue to build and become an excellent NBA franchise, because they have the potential to do so.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
You know, it's been a while since the Nets have been one of the feared teams in the East. They had their best season since their days when they would make trips to the finals in the early 2000s. Really an excellent turnaround effort from the entire organization.
Uncovered. O'Neal. Here's Claxton. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
Stolen. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break.
Oh,
get it!
Watch out now. Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in, but I say put as much as you can on the finish and get your teammates going.
And Toronto has possession. Ball's knocked loose. And now here's Durant, the fast break opportunity. That evens the score. Simmons got 8.
You can always depend on him to put the pass right on the money.
Raptors have gotten nearly everything to fall for them here in the second quarter. They're a great 7 of 8 from the floor. Here's Barnes. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. And Simmons kicks to Durant. Pass to O'Neal. Three-pointer. And it's Toronto with the rebound. There's 37 seconds left in the first half. Now it's a 4-point Raptor lead.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Outside Irving. He set the pick. Sinks the three-pointer. Irving's got 7 points here in this quarter.
That's his first triple of the game. It was a dry first half for him from long range.
Number 23, covered by Irving. He kicks to Barnes. Backing down. 3 seconds left. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the official.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. And a tight game here as we end the first half.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And they've played 2 quarters out at Air Canada.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break at halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third. Raptors with the lead. Gets the bucket. Barnes has got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Raptors. Brooklyn's gotten fewer than half of their 3 points to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. A nice shot by Irving.
You know, something we're seeing less and less of these days, that little finger roll.
Guys, when his class came out, people thought Irving was a clear-cut #1 player, but I don't think anybody saw him taking the league by storm the way he had. It's almost like he surpassed all of his expectations already.
That's his second personal defensive foul. Ben Simmons. That's his second personal foul. Second team foul.
Nets on defense. Trailing by 2. Here's Barnes. Here's Trent. Shot clock at 6. And the Raptors hit again from deep. And a fun stat for Irving. He's just the 5th player, Steve, in NBA history to tally 3 consecutive 30-point games before his 21st birthday. That's remarkable.
You know, you look at him now, commercials, I mean, the play, the caliber of play. This guy's a rising star.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And that's what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. More of the same. Get it inside.
So it's Toronto now. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Simmons. Simmons got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Hey, guys, you know, the Raptors were at the bottom of the Atlantic Division once again this past season, but the silver lining there is that they seem to be improved as a team. The problem is the rest of the division improved right along with them.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Well, the Raptors, the bottom of the Atlantic with the record of 5-11 against the rest of that division. They'll need to do better than that to climb out of the cellar this season.
Well, it's going to take a lot. Raptors won 34 games last year, but they still found themselves struggling to win games in the Atlantic. It is a good division, but they can make improvement. There's plenty of talent there, and I think that's going to be one of the keys this year, how well they play against teams in the Atlantic.
And this sort of awesome pump is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right. Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
The feed to Durant. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
You know what I love about Durant, Kevin, is the fact that he can be cruising along and then all of a sudden he'll just kick it into high gear. You know, he gets his points quietly at times because it comes so effortlessly. But when the game's on the line, he can get hot and just bury you.
Steve, if you were just going to dream up a score, a machine-like, video game-like score, KD, Kevin Durant, is what you would come up with. Long, lean, can shoot it deep, ball skills, and the attitude and aggressiveness of a late-game closer.
And it's Irving missing.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
It's Durant with the drive. Back to Irving. Tries again, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. The Nets have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4.
Wow, as an 81% free throw shooting team last season, you can't find much fault with what they were doing from the line.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
So it's Toronto. They lead by 1. Here's Barnes. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
The Nets had a really solid debut season in Brooklyn last year. They made the big move in trading for Joe Johnson, but they also made some small adjustments that paid off for them as well.
Kevin Durant's checked in for Brooklyn. Well, Clark, as you said, a lot of people thought they would just be a top-heavy team with their starters doing a lot of the heavy lifting. But, Steve, they got contributions from all around.
Well, they didn't have big-name players on the bench, but they had some guys like Bloch and Evans who were kind of under the radar, but came in and played very well for this team a year ago. Now, of course, you got big names across the roster for the Nets.
And so here's Toronto. It's a three-point game. Here's Trent. Out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
24 seconds.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Mills with it. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And again, it's the Nets missing.
That's his comfort zone, so defensively, really nice job challenging the shot.
Raptors leading by 3.
Kevin Durant is one of the most laid-back and easy-going guys you'll meet in the NBA, but don't be fooled. He's as fiery a competitor on the court as anyone else in the league. He's a superstar because he has the talent, but also the drive.
Now here's Curry. He has 6. Toronto grabs the miss. Barnes has got 6 rebounds now in the game. It's blocked. And here is Durant. 9 points in the game so far. And that's going to be a treble.
You know, sometimes the intensity of the game can lead to brain-neutral plays like that, guys.
In Toronto, they've gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. And I think when you talk about the drive of Kevin Durant, Clark, it all comes from his love of the game.
I love watching Kevin Durant play. He is such a special talent, and you can see the inherent joy that he has in playing the game. I mean, it's palpable, it's obvious. He's a big-time gym rat, and he just loves to work on the game and continue to refine his skills. He's a joy to watch.
We've got 1:28 left in the third. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. 1:27 left in the third quarter of the game. Kicks to Barnes. Defended by Durant. Here's Trent. Brooklyn with the rebound.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
Here's Mills, covered by Barnes. To the paint. Here's Claxton. Good. 54 seconds left to play in the third. There's a screen. Inside. Here's Barnes. sort of showmanship was just deflating right now to a team trying hard to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's a G. Again, Toronto.
That's pretty much been the norm for them. Getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
And Durant, here we go. Here's Claxton. That's good. A nice assist from Durant. He's got 6.
Yeah, they're going to need some help there defensively. That matchup is going to be a tough one to deal with.
Number 20. Oh, what's the buzzer beater?
This one, it looked like the third quarter.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
Boy, guys, I really like how they've driven the ball to the basket in this game. I mean, they've been very aggressive with it.
Another area where I think they've been really solid is their execution at the free throw line. They've really taken advantage. You know, tired legs can affect you at the defensive end, and I think that's what's happening right here.
I agree, because as much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. And the Nets making a change here. Mills is checked in. Nets trailed by 3. To tie it up. Shot is no good.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the defense has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull that trigger. You've got to be in his face and not give him any space.
And you can see they recognize that call. I mean, they are not going to give him that look.
Raptors moving the ball around. Number 43. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Pretty bad defense, letting the offense get right to the rim. But smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know what's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
The main thing there was that he got them a 2-possession lead despite the 1 miss.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. Raptors leading by 4. And there's the call on Durant. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, he had not established position.
You know, I prefer the refs to whistle with a block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
There's a check in for Kevin Durant. Here's Trent, number 43. In the powerful left-handed side.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, that the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage anyway. It was only with 1 hand, but he threw it down pretty hard.
And Toronto has possession after the missed 3 from 3. They grab their own miss. That's good. 23 points in the game.
He is feeling it. A terrific percentage from the field.
Here's Mills. Outside Curry. 11 feet away, and he gets the jumper to drop. Curry's got 4 points this quarter. Raptors leading by 6. Passes it to Barnes. Count that one. Here's Mills. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
That 3 off the mark.
Almost surprised that he had that much room to work with.
He dishes it to Barnes. It's stolen by Curry. In transition, here come the Nets. Harris has got the ball. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Toronto calls timeout. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, over that break, I was was able to catch the message the Raptors coach was giving to his team. He said to them, the lead we've got now is nice, but I want to make it even nicer. This is when we put the hammer down. It doesn't look like he's ready to back off just yet, guys.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Here's Irving after the made shot from Barnes.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound category. They've got to continue to work on the glass.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I mean, they're on the right side of the ledger, and that is all that matters to them right now with the lead they have. Talk about being on this game. Look at the numbers for Barnes. 25 points, and the contribution from the line for him, he's made 5 free throws.
Well, he hasn't been afraid to draw a little contact if the opportunity's been there. And I'll tell you, some guys shy away from that, not him.
Nets trail by 10. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
So far, his shot selection has been questionable. A lot of tough, contested shots. If I'm coaching, I might sit him down for a minute.
Whoops, they pick off the pass. Shot is off, and Brooklyn will come the other way.
Well, his shot's been off today, no question. He's not the guy they're going to want to look to if they want to keep this lead where it is.
And stolen by Barnes. Here we go, one-on-one. And he makes no mistake on the strong dunk.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And front power on the dunk.
Guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Durant, smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Well, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
And they're pushing it up. And he drew the blocking foul. They'll go to the line for 2. Good on the first, and that brings them within single digits. O'Neal's check in for Curry. Both free throws good for Irving.
Boy, perfect half at the free throw line for him. That'll help their comeback effort for real.
Yeah, that's keeping them close. It's going to take a full effort here in the second half, but they've got to continue to knock down these free throws.
Now here's Barnes. Can he keep it going? And down it goes. Johnny Devlin home.
Boy, he wanted everybody in the building to know who threw that one down.
Hanging on the rim is just one way to do it.
It's the best way to do it, as long as you don't get teed up, I guess.
And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession.
He's got a little careless on that pass. They should be able to connect on that.
Raptors leading by 10. Number 23, covered by Irving. Now here's Barnes. He's covered closely. But Trey. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Every point they get now puts them one step closer to the W.
If they're not there already, Steve, just a tremendous all-around game of basketball they play.
And so it's Brooklyn with it. Raptors knocking down the Trey. O'Neal misses.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, it's an area that you can't afford to get lazy with.
You know, I think the effort's been there, Steve, but they're still getting outworked just by a scope.
Durant with the steal. Simmons dishes to Durant. Irving. And change shot. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. The first one falls. He hits both from the strike. This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
You're exactly right. I mean, take care of the ball, work the clock. It's a wrap.
Yep, nice game. That's good.
Well, there's plenty to like about him as a player, but, you know, one thing that really stands out is the quick trigger. He can catch the ball in space, defenders all over him, but, you know, in an instant, he lets that shot go, and he is accurate.
And Steve, he's earned a nickname that's familiar to anybody that followed basketball, the microwave. There's no slow build-up with him. All he needs is one shot to go down, and it can set him off, turn him into a real scoring machine. He cooks with gas, not electricity.
And a terrific run to really put this ball game away.
And now let's see how many more points they can throw up there before the horn sound.
Out of bounds. Next ball as Brooklyn keeps possession. So it's Brooklyn now. They trail by 16.
Nice play there on the inbounds. The defense really lost contact.
And he bangs it home with one hand.
They got to feel pretty good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home floor.
Yeah, and just riding it out here now. I mean, they gave the fans what they wanted.
From deep, Thomas. No good there. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin.